Arsenal returned to Premier League action after they drew 2-2 to Liverpool in what was a disappointing result overall. Now, while I do think there needs to be some sort of clear clarity on thinking within this game, but I still think there's a lot of positives for the Gunners to take for the rest of the season. Let's get into the overall review. Now, going into this game, I definitely think the whole opinion of Arsenal fans was very negative overall. After the win against Shakhtar in the week, which a lot of people weren't exactly happy with the performance, and the poor draw to Bournemouth last week away, where you can blame people like Saliba's red card or even Mikel Arteta's poor creative decision making, it was quite clear that Arsenal definitely needed a boost this weekend. Now, going through this review, I think I'm going to split it into three different things: the good, the bad, and the ugly. Overall, talking about everything across the game, players, manager, and everything to do with what went on. Now, first of all, talking about the good, I definitely think that some of our players really turned up. I think obviously Bukayo Saka coming back was a much needed boost that was evidently needed by the results in the week and last week without him, and he didn't look like he missed a beat. Scored a brilliant goal early on, and I think he was brilliant all game again, and he's definitely so important if we can keep him fit, and we are kind of relying on him a lot until Odegaard finally comes back. I also think there was great performances, especially in that first half, by a lot of different players. I want to give big credits to Thomas Partey again, playing him right back. I think he's doing a great job out there, and I think his fitness levels have improved a lot. I also think Declan Rice in the 6 today was much better. Finally, Partey in right back, Declan Rice moves back into the 6. I do think he still had a great game, and he could definitely do a job there even if we didn't have Partey, although I think we'd both rather see them both play in the team right now. It's definitely something to think about. I also think the good was that first half performance specifically. We attacked very well. Of course, we gave away a poor corner goal, you could say, but I think we created a decent amount of chances and looked very good going forward, which we haven't done consistently in a while now, so it's very good against a top team to do that. I also think it was quite clear that we are probably a better side than Liverpool, or at least could have got a result at home against them, and to be honest, I do think this game was there for the taking. I think we really should have won, and it's unfortunate we didn't and we got the draw in the end, but given the circumstances which we'll go into, I think we'll take it. And I know people are worrying about the title race, but it is only 9 games into the season. There's no reason to panic just yet. Next, we're going to talk about the bad. Now, the bad for Arsenal's point of view is yet again another injury. Gabriel came off in the 56th minute, which is a player that we can't afford to get injured right now because of how many injury problems we have. Even if Roy Keane or Virgil van Dijk want to play down that we've only got a couple, which is just quite frankly stupid, because I think when Gabriel came off, you saw the back four that we ended up having to play because of Timber not being fully fit, and no one can ever tell us that's anywhere near our best back four. We played Miles Lewis-Skelly, Kivior, Ben White, and Partey. Now, I do think the tactics by Arteta were very interesting. I think with Gabriel at the start of the game, he actually did well to work off Rice and close them gaps in between, but I think that game plan got kind of ruined when the fact Gabriel had to come off and we had to bring on Kivior in that position, which in a sense I think did ruin a lot of our momentum, and it made us not really want to attack more because we couldn't get that pressure on the ball. However, there is no excuses. Bukayo Saka said it right in the conference. We've got to do better, and we've gone on about these players that we've signed as backups and maybe they're not good enough. And although I think overall they did pretty well, I know we conceded late on and we definitely probably should have got a winner. I think overall we can't really rely on them all the time, and it's becoming a big problem within the team. And overall, I think the bad of our team is that over-reliance on defending. Now, at the start of the season with a few injuries, and even now when we've got a lot of injuries, I don't really mind us going for a defensive system. But when we're going so well, we're playing so well going forward, we've got to capitalize on them chances. And I know we haven't got the most clinical forwards in the world, being Havertz and Trossard, who yet again missed too many chances, but we need that pressure count, because it just seems like as soon as we have enough pressure, 30-40 minutes in the game, the team get tired, we sit off it a little bit and rely on our defense. And although our defense has had some incredible performances this season, I think Man City we were very unlucky, great performance there. Tottenham we were brilliant as well. Atalanta we had a good performance overall. I do think our defense has been quite poor overall this season. There's been a lot of individual mistakes in there, a lot of chances given up, and we've conceded a lot of goals, a lot more than I thought we probably would have. And we only conceded around 29 goals last season with a 31 XG, and we've already conceded 10 this season. Not really great to see. I get that you take that if you can get a bit more attacking flair, but it isn't really working like that either. We're kind of relying a lot on individual quality a lot of the time. Maybe that's an Arteta problem that he's got to figure out. Maybe it's his fault, but I also think there's other solutions in there as well that the players do need to step up in given circumstances. Now, last but not least is definitely the ugly, and I did put this in a different category because I think this is something that that we can't control. In my eyes, the bad is things that we probably could have controlled, maybe not Gabriel's injury, but everything else is things that we need to get better in the situation we're given in. The ugly is something that we can't do anything about. And I get that there's always this notion that Arsenal fans get very upset every time they drop points, and they seem to blame it on the referee, and I've been someone that doesn't really like doing that all the time. But this season, you would have seen in my content that I've done it nearly every time we have, because I genuinely think that we are getting screwed over. I think the red cards are dubious at best, and there's no consistent thinking. We saw it yet again with the Van de Ven, which, you know, loses my mind why that happens. But that's not the issue I have here. Later on in the game, I mean, there's loads of things you can look at. Martinelli potentially could have got a penalty, you know, we can talk about that all day, but the big thing for me is that goal that we score right late on in the game. The fact that Anthony Taylor is supposed to be one of the most professional and best referees in this country blows his whistle too early when Arsenal are attacking, which is against the law that they have in the rule book, which they follow the rule book to the law, doesn't make any sense to me. I don't think Havertz even fouls the player, let alone anything. It's just a physical challenge. He goes in and gets the best of it, and he scores, hits the post, Jesus puts it in. And I just don't understand how that goal was being disallowed. Maybe potentially if he doesn't blow the whistle too early, they VAR it and go, well, yeah, that's fine. And they probably would have, and that's even more frustrating, because VAR is not perfect by any means, because all it means is there's more referees that are stupid making dumb decisions behind Stockley Park. However, at least giving them the opportunity to do that would be the best thing in this circumstance. Why did he blow the whistle so early? Maybe he didn't think there was a chance there, but you can't think that when the ball's in the final third. We always get told, you know, players need to play to the whistle. Well, Havertz has played to the whistle even further. He's played for the ball, and yet, you know, he gets criticised for it, which I don't understand. I feel like Van Dijk being able to kick people all game and be a bully, how is that allowed? But you know, no yellow card, consistent thinking. But if you kick the ball away for 1 inch as a yellow card, kick someone on the floor, it's not. Like, what is this sport turning into? And I hate complaining, I hate ranting, but it's a very frustrating period for us. We have not won that many games this season. I still don't think it's a reason to panic. I have said I think this month is very important for us, and more than specific other months, mostly dependent on our games that we play. And obviously it's not gone to a good start, you could argue. I do think the Newcastle away game and Chelsea away game are vitally important for our season. We have to, or at least in my opinion, get 4 points from them games to not drop our heads too much early on, and then Odegaard can come back and then we can move on. Even if we don't, it's not the end of the world. We have quite a forgiving December period when we've got a game every 2 to 3 days. I actually think we'll play a lot of teams where we probably should beat them, and hopefully we can get through that. But obviously these injuries are going to keep piling up. As soon as someone comes back, we get another injury. As soon as someone gets suspended, we get another injury. And we're seeing it so much, and it's just a bit annoying. Keep having to deal with this. They play way too many games, and this keeps happening. Arteta's going to have to rotate a lot more in all positions of the pitch, not just defence, in order to get us through these periods. Now, overall, it's 9 games into the season, and maybe I've got some problems where I have maybe put too much pressure on the fact that we need to get results, which I still think we need to in these games, but it isn't the end of the world. It is still very on in the season. I think it's quite clear that Liverpool aren't as good as they're made out to be. I think they were quite poor against Chelsea. Don't think they were overly good against us either. I think City are crap right now. I think they've been lucky to play some awful teams and just about win. So it's definitely up there in the making. I do think Man City, Arsenal and Liverpool are very even in terms of game plans and teams right now. I think all the teams have weaknesses, have injury problems, have slight areas where you can get at them. So they've all got the opportunity to drop points. Unfortunately, we've dropped points a bit more right now. So we're 5 points behind City, but it's not the end of the world. We will see what happens. Them two have still got to play soon. They play December the 1st, and then we move on from there. Overall, in the comments, let me know what your guys' opinion of this game is. And if you like the face cam, let me know. It's a new thing I'm doing. Hopefully, we can have another good week against Preston and Newcastle, and I'll see you in the next video. Thank you guys for watching.